WDIY 88.1, many choices, real voices. NPR Headline News is coming up in about 2.5 minutes. We'll have 3 minutes of that, another minute of me yammering on about the weather. 2 more hours of great hand-picked eclectic music, including an interview with Chris Cummings. Talk about his new recording release and whatever else he wants to talk about for a little bit. Here are a couple of cuts from that. So my advice is to stick around. All right, I am in the studio today. Joining me, welcome, Chris Cummings.
Glad to be here, my man. Thanks for having me.
It's great to have you here. Chris has a new album out called Chris Cummings and the Way.
That's
what
right.
can you tell me about that, Chris?
Well, so this was a project, actually, I had started back in 2020, and it's finally been fully realized. The real impetus behind this was for me to do 2 things. One is to play with people I've known forever and a lot of folks that I've, worked with over the years. And some of these folks I've known over 30 years. So when you look at the credits on the record, Shane Nicholas, Roger Girk, and a few others here. And then there were some people that I wanted to work with that I hadn't worked with before, and there's never been a good opportunity. So it was a chance for me to gather all these great musicians that I put on this record and accomplish that. And then also it's a way for me to show people that I can produce, as we slid into 2020 and I was kind of migrating my business model, if you will, from gigging into being, doing more remote recording. It was an ideal time to, kick this off with that. And so here it is, and I'm really tickled with the results and so thankful for everyone who's played on it and supported it throughout.
Well, I see that you have Dan DeCellis on here.
Killer. Yeah.
Dan's been on this show many times to talk to me.
Yeah.
Dave Goddess, friend of WDIY and well-known in the Valley here.
Yeah. Yeah, he's Daddy Licks.
Yeah, Daddy
Still.
Licks, the Daddy Licks band.
Yeah. So, Dan and I have been playing together in various things for over 12 years now, 13, maybe even longer than that. Of course, I did about a seven or so year tenure with Dave Goddess, and actually I'm going to be playing with him out at Godfrey's come November. So
what day is that? Do you know that date?
It's Black Friday. I can't remember the actual date right now, so forgive me.
We can come up with that in just a little bit. But you'll be able to see Dave Goddess and Chris Cummings live at Godfrey's coming up at the end of next month.
Yeah.
Who else is on the record?
So tons of friends of mine. Of course, Shane Nicholas, who I played with for years and years, really, really close friend. He's a heavyweight player. Roger Girk, which people around here may remember the Pickens days, or the Sharks. He played with Robert Hazard for years. And of course, most important to me is my son Emmett playing.
Yes.
He actually is going to do one of the tracks that I think we're going to listen to today. The Lewises, Dave and Amy from down in Reading, Mo Seven's group, fantastic. And Dave Lewis is one of my favorite guitar players ever. So Jessica Corbin, Bill McConney, Nick Capizzola, Dave Evelyn, Sean Cavanaugh, Dave Fulweiler, who's with. I forget the name of the band he's playing with, a wildly popular band right now. So just all these people I actually love, David Blair, so on and so forth. They're just all killer players. They're all killer human beings. They're just delightful people to be around,
Sounds great. Why don't we listen to something from it?
Great. What are we picking here first?
You have a new single out, a single from the album.
Yes.
I think it's called Dreams.
Correct. Yeah. That went live on October 19th.
So why don't we listen to that? This is Chris Cummings and The Way doing Dreams here on 88.1 WDIY. In the studio here at WDIY 88.1 with Chris Cummings. We just heard his new single from Chris Cummings and The Way called Dreams. Thanks for coming in, Chris.
I am so happy to be here.
So you were saying about your gig coming up at Godfrey's.
Right.
It's November 24th with Dave Goddess, right?
Correct, yeah.
That should be a lot of fun.
Always with Dave. Never short on the energy.
Yeah. So question for you.
Go
What
ahead.
made you decide to become a drummer rather than playing a melodic instrument? Because you have written all of the songs on this album.
Yeah, so it's a great question, and as I think it through here, so there was always music in my house. My father was a mummer. He played accordion. He aspired for me to play accordion, and I never really took to that. But my older brother played guitar for years and years and years, and in fact, we played in bands and a lot of things around here. And so there was always, as a young person, there was always music in my house. And the one drummer he worked with when I was young always left his gear at our house. So I started playing my friend Doug's drum set every day, when I was 11, 12 years old. And that's what sunk the hooks into me. I was fascinated from that point forward, So... and I play guitar and I play piano, but I would never go out and gig on any of those things. It's always, search and destroy.
Yeah. So let me see here. When is this album coming out?
So, all right. Right now, the single is out on all the streaming platforms. You can also go to chriscummingsandtheway.com and download a copy of the single or pre-order the full album. I'm going to release from the website, the digital download from the website is going to go on Christmas Eve, and the full album for streaming is going to be in January. I'm going to be doing a documentary along with this. I'm not going to do the typical gig where, I'm playing at some bar and we're thrown in the corner and maybe some people will show up. I'm going to do actually a short film that'll have all the videos from the album tied into it. And talking about the album, and we're going to do that at Connections in January. That date hasn't been settled yet with the folks there. We'll probably have a firm date sometime in December on that.
That's Connections Gallery in Easton on Northampton Street, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And Godfrey Daniels is, of course, here in Bethlehem.
That's right.
What else are you involved in besides this band?
Well, so I do a ton of recording for different people out of my own studio, which was the kind of the impetus with this album as well. And my other the thing that's still near and dear to my heart, which you've come out and seen, was the Appropriation Committee, which features Rick Del Nero, Sean Cavanaugh, and of course Dan DeChellis, which is all improvised music. That's the other side here. That's those right now are my two main things. I'm not really doing anything with my jazz trio right now. I just, I'm not feeling it, and I almost felt relieved when COVID came and, I shut all the other playing down. So that's what I have happening these days.
Yeah.
And teaching, of course. I've been teaching for years and years.
Teach drums or,
Yes.
or all instruments?
Just drums. So you stick to what you know.
Yeah.
So
November 24th at Godfrey's,
Yep.
and sometime in January a documentary.
Yep, with the full release, and at that point, you'll be able to get anything you want, whether it's streaming. Hard copies of the CDs are going out right now from the website for people that order them, and all the singles and all the videos will be kind of slowly released as we head towards that January date.
So, just being crassly commercial, what nets you the most money? The hard copy or the downloads? I know,
the hard
obviously,
copy. Yeah.
Spotify gives you nothing.
Yeah, no. Yeah, none of that. There's no, I'm not going to retire on this record, that's for sure. But, right out of the gate, the hard copy is where you get the most. And actually, it's from stuff like T-shirts and, decals and things like that. That's really where you make more of it.
So it's chriscummingsandtheway.com?
Correct.
Is that an ampersand or is it an and?
And.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you got that. Do you want to hear another tune from the album?
Yeah. And that last tune was the great and powerful Carter Lansing singing on it.
Yes.
Carter's voice is stuck in my head a lot. It's so rich and colorful, and I love working with him. and I believe we're going to do the next one with him. This also includes my dear friend Shane Nicholas on guitar and my son Emmett playing guitar. He's doing the rhythm piece that sounds a little bit like Mick Ralph's in the background, that chunky swagger.
Okay.
So it's called I'm Still Alive, right? Is that what we're doing?
That's what we're doing.
All right.
This is called I'm Still Alive from the new album, Chris Cummings and the Way, here on The Blend, 88.1 WDIY.
I'm not ever gonna take that pill, not to feel better off for some cheap thrill. I am finally coming back to life. I'm only still here because of my wife. And if you had left me when I was in blue, I have one final message I saved just for you. I'm still alive, and I'm feeling fine. I'm still alive, just passing the time. I'm still alive. Can all kiss my ass. I've seen what you cheer and the things you let pass. To those who still love me, you helped me through. There's only one way I could ever thank you. I'm still alive, and I'm feeling fine. I'm still alive, just wasting the time.
WDIY 88.1, Chris Cummings in the Way. We just heard I'm Still Alive. Chris Cummings is here in the studio with me. Chris, thanks for coming in.
Thanks for having me, man.
And thanks for letting us play some of this new music for viewers.
It's my honor. I'm so happy to be here at WDIY.
It's great to have you. Just a couple of things. The new album is called Chris Cummings and the Way. The new single is Dreams, and that's out right now. And you can get that at chriscummingsandtheway.com. You've got a gig coming up in Black Friday, November 24th. backing up Dave Goddess at Godfrey Daniels.
Yeah, who appears on this album as well.
Yes, sounds great. Thanks for coming in.
Thanks for having me.
Chris Cummings, everyone. We'll be right back.